Key to Real Estate. I'm your host, Nicholas Feagley.
And Heather Petrone-Shook.
So this is a special moment.
Special moment.
For us. As everybody now knows, season 7 just started. And it's kind of crazy to think about that we are 7 seasons in.
Well, how many seasons? Because you started this in the very beginning.
I did. So Turning the Key to Real Estate has been a thing for 88 podcasts. 88 individual podcasts have been released over 7 seasons. And out of that, you guys have got to see a couple different co-hosts. We had one that we're not going to talk about. Then we had a stand-in, kind of just interim, I will say. And then we have our final Heather. So out of 88 podcasts, how many do you feel like you've been a part of?
Honestly, I because it goes so quickly, I would say I'd only been part of like 10 or 15 of them.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, but now I feel like it's not a good answer. Wait, is this Price is Right rules?
I mean, yeah, sure.
Okay.
You can change it. You can up it or down it.
No, I'll say 15. I feel safe.
You've been a part of 46.
Oh.
You have been now a part of this for over half of its existence.
Ah, wow. I did not realize that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So, let's look back.
Don't do a bloopers reel. Do not do a bloopers reel of my face.
Oh, it's already been existed. It just hasn't come out yet. So let's just talk about, and people can go back to the interview of Heather, way back when. Show them the very first board I started with. You have that archaic thing beside you. How we met.
God.
Because it's hard to believe we have known each other for 5 years.
Has it been 5 years?
November this year will make 5 years.
Oh my gosh. Is it November, September? It has to be September.
Well, technically, yes, September.
Has to be September. So we actually should be celebrating our anniversary. We should be celebrating next week. We should celebrate our anniversary.
Yes.
We should. I think when we head out to Pittsburgh, we should record our travels.
Oh my God, we could do a live a recorded podcast, because you never know what's going to come out of my mouth. We could do a recording in the car while we're going out. So exciting news. Heather and I are hitting the road and heading to the other side of Pennsylvania, which I'm going to add this. So today I left my house at 6:40 and I drove to Elk County. If you even know what that is, it's 3 hours north.
Okay.
But it's an hour away from where I grew up.
North of you.
Yes, north of me. Okay. North of you even.
Everything's north of me.
So, yeah. So you can drive 3 hours in the state of Pennsylvania and not hit a border yet. So we will literally be driving 3 hours from my house to Pittsburgh, and Heather will be driving an hour and 2 hours to my house. So 5 hours in the car for Heather, 3 hours in the car for me, and we are headed to Pittsburgh. And guys, we have a lineup for you like no other. We have rented a space out there, and we are going to be just doing, I think, 8 podcasts in one day. Heather wants to change clothes throughout so that you guys don't realize it. But
I do.
So, Heather, how did we meet?
Well, it's kind of like picture this, a crowded hallway with a sea of people, basically a sea of realtors. And from across the room, I notice a pair of shoes. Just not any pair of shoes, though. Just not any pair of shoes. Studded red shoes. And from across the room, because I'm such an introvert, I think I screamed, "I love your shoes."
You did. that
That is,
happened.
that's definitely one thing I'm not as an introvert, and you are definitely not an introvert when it comes to clothing.
I'm not. I don't like people, but I do like my clothes.
You like people. You do.
Uh,
But that was it. I just hit it off. I mean, I there's a bunch of memes going around about right now about, the age gap difference between friendships.
Yes. I
I
mean,
think
I've never actually liked my own generation though, so
I think we should do a TikTok though. Not on my page because nobody will ever see it except for my 12 followers.
that we don't even know who they are.
I'm sure I can figure it out, maybe. Yeah.
So 5 years later,
5 years. I can't, Nicholas, I am still trying to wrap my head around 5 years. It has flown by.
it has.
Like, seriously, it has flown by.
It really has.
Gosh.
Yep. It is insane when I think about my very first time going to the meetings, to the people that I met then, to the people that I
Yeah.
know now, and just, now traveling across the state on a regular basis to spend time with, these individuals that friendships have been um created.
Oh yeah. I mean, I love every single one of the friends that I have met and made at, going to the meetings in Harrisburg and heading to their home areas.
Mhm.
I've always, been one of those people where my table is never empty. There's never empty. I always want my table filled with people. I always want people to come to the table. Like if you're in Philadelphia and you didn't tell me you're in Philadelphia and you're visit and you didn't tell me, you should have told me. Like, why are you not telling me you're in my neighborhood? Come to my house. You need a place to stay. I mean, I always offer my extra bedroom. If you ever need anything, come stay at my house. It's just how close I feel that my friends are.
Mhm.
And we all know what it's like to be in this industry and what it's like to do what we do. And it's also a different level because I feel like my realtor friendships, they understand the phone call or the text message or, the sigh or the negotiation or the gray hair, versus my friends in a different circle because, they're the ones like, oh, we have to. I mean, let me tell you a little story. One year, all of my friends decided to change their ringtone to my ringtone, and I had a downloaded ringtone. So they all bought this ringtone so that when their phones rang, I thought it was my phone ringing. Yeah. Just to mess with me.
I think,
Yeah.
it the friendships that I've made have really changed my opinion of the industry. It
Mhm.
has. Coming into this, so many people tell you, it is you eat what you kill. You have to protect yourself. You only have yourself. You only this, that, and the other. And I'll be very honest. There's certain offices from people that I've talked to that it is like that. I hear that certain companies and certain
Well,
offices,
that's how they feel. That person
that's how they feel.
feels
Yeah.
it. That's how they feel.
And, I can say that there's probably a list of 30 realtors that I can call at any point in time and have a conversation, like kind of like what you just said. They understand what I'm talking about. It's not, oh, is that what you did today? Like,
Right. Right. Like you've been there. You've walked in the same shoes. And it's another thing. I often hear people, say things like, "Oh, it's your competition." Is it? Well, yeah, like we are competitors, but we're also friends. Like I will celebrate you getting a listing. I'll celebrate you landing a deal. We're not sitting back and going, oh, I can't believe it. No, it's a celebration.
yeah.
You obviously did something good. Like you did something to get that done, you know?
You know, I would add to that too. There's times where when I've had a seller tell me that they're interviewing other people, I always like to ask, okay, who am I up against? And if it is somebody from my inner circle, I just excuse myself because
Yeah,
right there's the person
yeah,
you should hire.
yeah. I mean, and
Like,
that's but that's the thing. It's a lot of people think that it's and it can be. Some people are a little bit more competitive in different ways. Everybody has their own different personalities. Even in real estate, there's different personalities. and it's a melting pot, which I like.
Yeah.
But
So
there is a big difference. There's a
out
big
of
difference.
all
I
of
could
the
talk to you.
podcasts you've been a part of,
Okay.
which one to date would you say is your favorite?
Oh, so I'd have to be torn between, both of them are groups. Both of
Okay,
them are groups.
I think I know one of the ones you're going to name
So the group with the whole cluster of us at the Hilton,
at the bar.
and then the
Call it what
well,
it is.
the other room, the other room. But I think what nudges it out is actually the sea box.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was going to be your favorite.
I think it has to. And don't tell you tell don't tell him that though.
I still think it was hilarious the day that he came up to me at in Miami, and after he walked away, I looked at you. I was like, "Who was that?"
Oh, but here's the whole thing. You know what's not great about Miami? Seagulls. Seagulls are not great about Miami. Still not forgiving you for that.
That was so much fun. And guys, I have to tell you, every time Heather calls me, it still pops up Heather being attacked by seagulls.
Not cool. Not cool at all.
Okay, so what would you say was your least favorite? What was one that was just so painful to sit through?
I may have blocked it out. There was one where I think I was almost falling asleep.
You were checked out.
There
I
really,
can't
there
remember.
really was one, and I apologize to that person right now.
You were so bored.
I may have blocked it out.
I mean, let's be honest. Not
Sorry.
everybody has
I'm so
the.
sorry.
Well, no, it's nothing to be sorry about. Some people are more front end people, and some people are more back end people, and you should know your strengths and not come onto a podcast.
Oh, oh my gosh. Well, okay, so let's go back to better because let's talk about that. So my third one would actually be the appraisals. I do like talking about the appraisals and getting
Yes, and we've done a couple now with Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so we're going through a whole reassessment here again in Philadelphia, and I've actually talked to Mike a
Again?
couple times. Girl, let me just tell you. Don't get me started.
We haven't had a reassessment down here in years.
Yeah, well, it's a whole different story. So it's just a matter of like I've been talking to Mike, and actually I've sent a couple people to Mike to help with their arguments with the city. But it was helpful because it's the first thing I remembered. I was like, he does that, like he handles this. So
Yeah. So, what would you say is one of your most shocking moments?
my shock. What about you? Why is this interview to me? What about you? What are your top
What
three?
is your most shocking moment?
My most shocking moment, I think you caught it on tape where your dog licked my toes.
Yes. Anyways.
And the microphone flew off the desk.
And the light came flying down. Yeah.
The light came flying down. So
God.
yes, I was not expecting to shoo your dog away from my toes.
I would say my most shocking realization has
Oh,
been the amount of people that have come up to me and said, "Oh my God, I listened to your podcast."
okay. First of all, you said shocking moment.
Okay,
You
well, yeah,
didn't say realization.
that was my shocking moment. Uh,
My shocking realization is we've got people who are international, and I'm confused.
yeah, well, we're not going to talk about them.
But which is okay. I welcome
We
everybody.
haven't figured out who they watch for, Heather or me, but
Yeah, I think it's me.
we do have a Nigerian crowd. We have a Ireland crowd.
Ireland.
What
I
was the
mean,
other one?
I don't
There's
know.
another country that we have some followers. That
And
shocked.
I'm all for it. I'm all
Yeah.
for it. I just would like to know who they are. So drop us a comment.
Yeah.
Let us know what we love to interview you. I mean, come on.
So we're headed into 2025 with season 7.
Yeah, you're still not going to get away with trying to interview me here. I'm just telling you.
We've got so much more to come.
Ooh,
This year's gonna be interesting. Let's be honest, with all the changes in the industry, as we're interviewing people, we can surely expect to see, one of the interviews I'm super excited for is BB.
Yeah. Oh my
And it
God.
was so funny when she
Great.
called me that day and she goes, "You didn't need to send a selfie. I know who you are."
Can't wait. Can't
She
wait.
so after we're done talking about and setting everything up, she says to me, she goes, "Okay, so how do you feel about everything changing?" I'm like, "Wait a second. This is not an interview."
Yeah, not doing that. But yeah, I mean, listen, we're all navigating. We're all doing it the best we can.
So
We're all
it'll be
navigating.
interesting to
Yeah.
see how people are navigating just the changes to the industry. We saw this back in 2008 when lending changed.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So
do you know how many people were so upset about it's 3 days for the CD and this is going to blow up the world? And you know what? At that point in time, in the middle 2000s, I could understand. And trust me, we were teaching about that, and here we are. We made it through. We made it through. We weathered the storm. We got out on the other side. So I think we'll be
do
fine.
you know who one of my favorites have been?
Oh, please tell me because you got 3 to go.
Cindy. Yes,
Like good
Cindy
one.
has truly been Cindy Ariosa. If you guys have not checked out that podcast, we'll
Yep.
put it in the description along with the C box and the
Yep.
appraisals. But she was so dynamic and just hearing and it was so funny. I had met her 3 or 4 times, and for some reason she likes me. I don't know why. I'm not that likable, but she really likes me, but I didn't know much about her. And then when she started sitting there and she said what all she's done in this industry, and truly, she's an icon. Like, she has done so much to help this profession over the years that I didn't even know she did. I just thought that she was the chairman of the board of directors for our Bright MLS. Like,
For
I
MLS
had no
systems.
clue that she was big up with NAR and all the others too. Like, so that was shocking for me. And I would say that that's one of my favorites the entire time. My next favorite, I'm actually getting ready to ask her to come back to kind of talk about how her and her brokerage are navigating it, would be Trisha Como.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
her energy is phenomenal. She is meant for camera.
I like her. I like
Yes.
her. Yeah, I'm also, I mean, we're going to branch out to other parts of the state and other states. So I
And
gotta,
also, guys, we want to start doing a business spotlight. So we've done it a couple times. It seems to get a really good feedback. So what we're going to start doing is once a month, probably put out a business spotlight, whether it's a business partner we work with, whether a mold inspector, because I have to tell you that story, or the branding people that do my shirts, or you name it. We're going to start bringing in some of those that maybe you're looking for somebody who does something like that, and now you're going to have our trusted vendors and hear straight from them why they are who they are and what they do and why we trust them.
hey,
We
well,
also need to get Kathy on.
no, 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 you're not getting my mother on this because no, nope.
Can we get Kathy and Joanne on? That would be so comical.
Want to throw Denise in there too?
God, we'll never end.
Listen, don't, no, no.
Well, guys, you have so much more coming at you. Heather and I just wanted to take a moment and kind of just reminisce and look back on some of our fun times and have some fun. Because I'll be very honest, a lot of our podcasts get deep and very educational, but also, we try to have some fun with it. We have grown exponentially to the point that, I think we are, and I'm pulling it up here, we are sitting at almost 20,000 or a little over 20,000 on Instagram. We've got over
That's
500,
19,000 more than me.
26,000 on Instagram, and we've got a good bit sitting on um our TikTok. So,
We got
we have
TikTok.
all these avenues for you guys. Definitely check them out. Make sure you like, follow, and share, because again, we are about to drop some major content to you guys this year in season 7.
And also, thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading us. Thank you for tuning in to our shenanigans.
Right.
We appreciate you.
It's more Heather than me.
I appreciate you.
So, okay, guys, don't forget to like, follow, and share. Well, everybody, that was another episode of Turning the Key to Real Estate. I am your host, Nicholas Feagley.
And Heather Petrone-Shook.
Don't forget to like, follow, share for more great content like this today.